Hi everyone, it's Craig. I wanted to share with you today some of the changes that I've been making to training my chest. Traditionally, chest has been a very weak part of my physique. I've had very strong shoulders, but my chest has always sort of lagged, and a lot of that has to do with technique. Fortunately, when I had my time off from work, I was able to go train with Mike Van Wyck, and he taught me a lot. It was honestly one of the most embarrassing training sessions I've ever had. And of course, it was on video and it's up on YouTube because that's the way life works sometimes. But that said, I took a lot out of it, and I wanted to share with you the stuff that I learned because there's no question that this has really helped out me with my chest development. You know, now when I train my chest, I actually feel my chest, and post workout, I feel like I have a decent pump, which is an experience that I haven't really had before. I always felt sort of like a big upper body pump on chest day or push day, but never actually concentrated in the pecs. Whereas now I feel it much more concentrated in the pecs, and it is making changes to my physique, I can tell. So yeah, anyways, just wanted to share that with you. Now, first exercise that I want to look at here is the Pec Deck. Now, a lot of people, when they do this, they load up the stack as much as possible, and then what they'll do is they'll set up for it, and then when they do their Pec Deck, they come up over, right? And coming up over is what I used to do. Okay, when you come over and try to really muscle stuff through, you're putting a lot of tension up and through your upper body, up and through your shoulders, through your arms, etc., and trying to muscle up as much weight as you possibly can. Now, the only problem with that is you're actually not even hitting your pecs that much. On the other hand, let me show you the style that we're doing here. And I'm going to warn you, it does look funny, and I totally admit that. But I don't really care how I look in the gym. It's more about how I look when I'm not in the gym. So with that in mind, I don't mind looking a little bit strange when I'm doing this. So you can see here when I'm setting up that now I've got the weight off the stack, right? And I've got my chest high, I've got my back arched, I've got my feet planted firmly, okay? And I actually start with my head in a bit of a lowered position. And then what I'm going to do is, as the rep goes forward, I'm going to thrust my head back, which then raises my chest even further, even though I'm already arched, raises it further, and then I'm going to drive through with my pecs. So this is what that looks like, okay? You can see that the head movement is quite exaggerated. I'm not proud of that, but it's what works, so I don't really care, as I said. But you can practically see just from the exercise here, the footage here, that my chest as it's rising is the one that's taking all of the load. And that's what we want. I don't want to train my shoulders on this exercise. I want to train my chest. So, you know, I think we're doing a pretty good job of hitting it here. And again, the weight is nothing really that impressive, but it's definitely hitting exactly where I want to hit. And that's a huge difference. Now, moving into the pressing exercises. Pressing is actually a very similar motion in that you're going to see me slamming my head back again. I'm going to come down and catch the weight, and then drive forward and thrust my chest up to initiate the movement, and then contract out. So you can see here, I'm sitting up quite high. My feet are planted. I come back, I come down. Now my back is arched. I lean slightly forward, take the tension right onto my pecs. And as you can see here, I'm driving with my chest up when I start the movement. And when I do that, then that means that I'm going to be engaging my pecs as we go throughout the movement. So the key thing here, the key thing that Mike pointed out to me when he was teaching me, is that because I tried to muscle so much weight before, because everyone asks you how much you bench, right? Because I always tried to bench a lot of weight, what would happen is I would wind up muscling through with my shoulders, and you know, I would wind up coming up over the bar as opposed to underneath it. And the difference there is just the pec engagement. I mean, you can see my pec firing right here by doing that movement. Whereas when I come over top, you don't see it as much, right? At least not until the very end. So the engagement of the pec is much better going this way, right? When you're trying to muscle up as much weight as you possibly can, you're putting all this excess tension in through your shoulders and your arms, and then your technique can break down and you can wind up injuring yourself, much like I did. So if you're looking for ways to improve your chest, I strongly recommend trying this technique out. It does look a little bit funny when you're doing it, But that said, I found it highly, highly effective, and I don't really care. As I said, I don't really care how I look in the gym. It's more about how I look outside of the gym. So anyways, wanted to share that with you. Hope you found this interesting. Please, leave a comment, subscribe, like all that kind of stuff. And if there's any other things that you want me to cover, let me know. Also, let me know what you think about training videos or some sort of, technique videos like this. Happy to share that sort of information as well. My last one where I did a review got absolutely 0 comments, 0 reviews. So I'm assuming that means that you guys don't want to see that stuff. So that's fine. I had to try it out anyways. Have a great day. And yeah, we'll see you again next time.